I got some good information for you guys today. How to take memory with you after death. That's what we're going to talk about. How to take memory with you, which is also information. Memory is information after death. Okay? Very important topic. We're going to talk about that because it's all about ascension now. It's all about ascension. It's all about getting back into your original indigenous roots right now. And it's all about ascension. That's the main thing I've been focusing on. So yes, family. I want to say shout out to everybody that came to the event in Atlanta. I know it was like a week and a half ago, but shout out to everyone that came to the event in Atlanta. I enjoyed seeing some of you guys for the first time. I enjoyed seeing some of the same people that come to all my lectures. I got some people that's been coming to all my lectures since my first lecture. You know, like shout out to my bro Momentum. You know, he's pretty much been coming to all my lectures. He lives all the way in LA. He either drives or flies to my lectures, no matter where they at. Shout out to him for always coming through. Really appreciate the support. Appreciate all that, family. All right. So today, family, I want to talk about how to take memory with you after death. And let me say this one last thing. Also, family, New Life Tools. New Life Tools website is back up. Okay, it's back up. And I took it down to kind of put more energy towards my TP ministries. But a lot of people have asked me about New Life Tools, when it's going to go back up. So it is back up, family. NewLifeTools.com is back up. The link will be below the video. Also, if you've had a Dragon Magic on there, you don't have to go on New Life Tools anymore TP Ministries anymore to get with Minister Atiyan to set that up, to get the video over there. You can now go back to NewLifeTools.com. Your account should already be in there. And you can purchase the products. New Dragon Magic 102, Mudra Magic. It's all, you know, advanced Mudra class. It's all up there. It's all up there, family. So I just want to let people know that. Also, I want to say that anyone who has noticed that there has been a New Life Tools copycat in their account asking for readings, family, I don't do readings right now. I want to say that. I want to make that clear because this person is going to inboxes asking if people want readings. I'm letting people know that it's not me. I will never hop in your inbox and ask you if you want a reading. And that brings me to my next point, which is, as of right now, if you're not a Patreon member, I'm not doing readings for a while because I got a lot going on right now, and I won't be doing readings probably for like another 2 months. So anybody asks me for a reading, I'm not going to do them for a while. Only my Patreon members who are already on Patreon, I set that up. I do readings for them because that's a free 30-minute call every month for my Patreon members. But besides that, family, as of right now, I'm not doing readings for the public until further notice. All right, so I want to put that out there, family. I'll let everybody know when I'll be doing readings again. Let me be clear. I don't do readings. Consultations. So I won't be doing consultations for a while for the public unless you are a Patreon member. So I also want to put that out there. So see anybody in your comments saying get a reading, I don't even do readings. I do consultations, questions and answers, but I'm going to be stopping those for a while. All right, family, I just want to put that out there. Now let everybody know when I'm back doing consultations again. Okay? And also, if you guys want to see me more, then you can go to my Patreon. That's where I'm at most of the time. All right. So I want to talk today, family, about how to take your memory with you after death. Okay. This is very important. And as we ascend and we go higher into these higher dimensions, it is important that we talk about this topic because things are changing, right? The frequency is changing. All right. So people transition every day, family, without the information or knowledge of how to ascend correctly. Okay. So what happens is we tend to come back over and over and over and over. And there's so many different schools of ascension, right? The Buddhists has a way of doing it. The Hindus have a way of doing it. The Gnostics have a way of doing it. The Kabbalists have a way of doing it. It's so many. The Rosicrucians have a way of doing it. The Sufis have a way of doing it, right? And I can go on and on and on. There's so many schools of thought that can help you ascend in different ways, right? So it doesn't matter what school of thought you come from. As long as you ascend, okay? That's the key. That's the point. That's what has to happen, all right? Now, we have to understand, family, that light is the key to evolution, right? Light, I say like this, light is one of the main keys to evolution, okay? Because light holds memory, okay? Just like water, right? Light holds memory, family, all right? Memory is also information. Just like light is information, all right? So let's be clear on that. So there's different ways of absorbing light, right? You can read certain books and absorb small forms of light, but reading books won't be enough light to really help you evolve. It's about doing work. It's about applying what you read in the books, the right information to help you evolve, right? And some people evolve to the higher dimensions because of the work they do. Some people just make sure they get out just enough to make sure they don't have to come back again. As long as you don't have to come back again, that's the goal. The goal is to get everybody out of here and to make sure nobody has to come back again, okay? That's the goal, family. So the type of people that you should be listening to right now is the people that's going to deal with evolution and help you evolve, okay? That is very important right now, family. Now, the aura in itself is a ball of plasma, cold plasma to be exact, okay? And the aura itself stores all forms of energy, okay? So look at the aura as a type of crystal around you. Your aura is like a type of crystal. It's a plasma crystal, and it can store light, sunlight, moonlight. It can store electricity. It can store all type. And I talked about that in the conference. I kind of went into that deeper, but it can store all types of light, thunder energy, electricity. It doesn't matter. Emotional energy. It can store all forms of energy and information. And like the aura is always taking in its environment, and whatever information the aura takes in is going to affect your DNA. So we got to be clear on that. So whatever energy the aura or your environment has around you, whatever energy you put yourself around, your DNA will adjust to that. So if you're around a lot of negative people, your DNA will start to shut down. That's just a fact. Like it will shut off your DNA. If you're around a lot of high vibratory positive people, it will do things to your DNA. Okay? So the aura is a ball of plasma that will actually take in information on a consistent basis, whether you know it or not, and will affect you. It'll affect the way you feel and the way you think and the way you act, okay? So the goal, family, is to get the aura, which is information and light, to merge with the astral form at death. So you want to get your aura, all that information you've been storing, all that light you've been storing, to merge with your astral form at death. So you can have memory. So one of the first stages of that is you remember your dreams. Some people dream and don't remember their dreams. That means that you are not obtaining enough light. Okay, you must obtain enough light so you can do that, family. All right. Now, when you pass away, this is one of the very important keys, family. Your life that you live right now, you should be working on making sure that when you pass away in your later age, hopefully it's in your later age. But some of us, we do the work and we go, you know. But if you, no matter what age you pass away in, your life right now, especially this year, should be adjusting to the point where you're setting yourself up to die in a high vibratory area, right? Some of us have to die in hospitals. We don't have a choice, right? But if you have to die in a hospital, I would recommend making sure your loved ones, people who love you, are around you. It is very imperative and very important that you pass away in a high vibratory energy. Okay, this is something that the ancients taught, and the indigenous cultures around the world teach to this day. They have like death songs and death rituals where they will actually raise the vibration and have celebrations at death. Okay, this raises the frequency and gives the person the energy they need to make the transition in a better way. Then instead of a bunch of people crying, y'all see how backwards we do things? We have a bunch of people crying at funerals and sad and putting a lot of negative energy into death, right? When there should be a celebration and there should be joy going on, because you know this person's going on somewhere better. And when the babies are born in certain cultures, they cry because the baby has to come down here and go through this thing we call life. So even today, the ancients, the indigenous cultures around the world celebrate death. They have a celebration at death. Even my friend John, God bless his soul, when he passed away, as he was dying, he had cancer. He passed away. As he died, he used to sing a song in another language. I didn't know what he was talking about. And eventually I asked him, said, man, what are you singing, bro? He's like, I'm singing my death song. He said, when I was hanging with the Iroquois, they taught me how to sing a death song. That's something they practice. They sing these death songs. And a lot of indigenous cultures, American Indian cultures, sing death songs at your death, right? And indigenous cultures around the world today, in Africa and different other places, parts of the world, they practice raising the frequency at death. So that's very important, family. As you move forward, fire raises the frequency. That's why I told y'all to get cremated and not buried and just be sitting in the ground, right? Because you wake up faster when you cremated. You wake up faster. So if your body don't turn into light, then make sure that when you pass away, your family cremates you. Okay, that's very important, family. That's very important. So once again, family, you should be in a loving, high vibrational place like nature. Or if you're not around nature, you should be around people that love you when you pass away. All right, that way you can help the transition be smoother and can help shoot you higher. That love that people give you, that joy can help you shoot higher after death. That's an important thing to understand. You should be preparing for that even as a young age, making sure that your life is going to be set up in the future to make sure when you pass away, you're going to be pass away in a high vibrational environment. Because, so some of us die violently. Some people die violently. They get hit by trains. They get shot 10 times, 50 times. Ran over by cars, car accidents. People die very violently sometimes. And usually when people die like that, they get stuck because they get killed so quick, right? And then sometimes it ain't quick, right? But no matter how you die, it should never be a lot of misery and negative energy. It should be high vibrational, okay? So I had to make sure you guys get that point, all right? So one of the things to understand, family, is that a balanced heart will create the merge for ascension. So having your heart balanced will allow the information. See, it's about being on the right frequency when you pass away. Having your heart balanced is the key to merging your aura with your astral form. It is very important, family, right? Having your heart right. This goes into the Egyptian, the Egyptian pantheons where they talked about how, or the mythologies when they talked about how when you pass away, your heart got to be balanced, right? They put your heart on the scale and make sure your heart is balanced by ma'at, which is truth, right? It's very important. We're going to get into that. But it's very important that your heart is right for ascension, family. So if the heart is unbalanced by negativity, you cannot take light with you. That's very important to understand, right? And let's not get it twisted. Let me say that again. If your heart is unbalanced by negativity, you can't take light with you. So let me help you guys understand, because people think negative about it's about treating people nice. You know what I'm saying? Even a negative person could treat a person nice. It's not about treating people nice, right? That's not what we're talking about, keeping negativity out. We're talking about being dishonest with yourself. If you really want to get down to the nitty gritty about negativity, because being dishonest with yourself creates this illusion about yourself that's not true, right? So stop lying to yourself, okay? Stop lying to yourself, because some of you guys have some incredible inventions. I'm talking to some of y'all right now who listen to this. Some of you guys can relate to this. Y'all know I'm telling y'all the truth. Some of y'all got incredible artwork, incredible books, incredible music and information, and you're afraid to put it out. And you're not being honest about it. You're afraid to give your gifts to the world, and you're holding yourself back, right? Negative people are going to be around you. Let's take some of the most famous people in the world, Jay-Z and Beyonce. As rich as they are and as much as people love them, there's some people that hate them. So don't ever think that people just ain't going to judge you. You're always going to be judged. If somebody say something negative in my comments every time I put something up. You know what I'm saying? So the more you gain light, the more people around you will try to keep you down. That's how the matrix is designed that we live in. But stay focused on what you're doing in your path. You don't have to worry about those things. So negative people will always come around to try to pull you down on their frequency. Don't allow it. It's all, you have to have a strong mind. I keep telling you guys that. Have your mind strong. It's very important, family. All right? So being negative is about lying to yourself. Being dishonest. They showed you guys that in the show Moon Knight. I talked about that a while ago. If you haven't watched Moon Knight, go watch Moon Knight. Right? Before he could move forward, he had to get his heart right. So you have to be honest with yourself, family. That's what shadow work is for. And sometimes it's a little bit deeper than shadow work. Sometimes it's simple. Just stop lying. Stop pretending like you're not afraid. Admit you're afraid, and now you can start to heal. You can start to heal now. When you be honest with yourself, you can heal. So it's not even about our path all the time. There's simple things in life that we're blocking ourselves from because we're afraid of success. Yeah, I was one of those people at one point in my life. I was afraid of success. I was afraid of the responsibility of success. Right? I had to get past that in order to move forward. Right? I was afraid of the responsibility of my message that I put out. The spirit didn't care about none of that. It said, you're going to put this message out, whether you like it or not. So I had to put the messages. I had to start a YouTube channel. I was afraid. I'll be honest. I was afraid of what people thought. And now I can care less. I can care less about what people think. Right? It was just a new era in my life. I wasn't ready for it, to be on that type of stage. And the more I stopped caring, the more I was moving forward. People say negative stuff in my comments all the time. I can care less. People email me threats, all kind of stuff. It's just a part of moving forward. I don't let it affect me. Right? Because usually people are going to talk and that's all they're going to do. Okay? So that's the first key of getting your heart balanced, family, is getting the negativity out of your heart by being honest with yourself. Stop lying to yourself, because when you lie, you can't grow. All right? So be honest with yourself, because your flaws will make you perfect. Stop lying to yourself, because your flaws will make you perfect. So be honest. Be honest about your flaws. Be honest about the things you feel like you can't do, so you can open up and start doing them. Right? You have to be able to admit these things. When you go into Alcoholics Anonymous, the first thing they make you do is say, hey, my name is such and such and I'm an alcoholic. That's what they'll make you. That's what they'll make you say. Right? So we have to understand this, family. Be honest. That's why people can't move past. People don't got rich and famous and did all this stuff, and they still suffer inside because they haven't been honest with themselves. Be honest with yourself, family. That's the first key to getting your heart right. Okay? Because your flaws will make you perfect. It's like Bobby Hemmett talked about one time, about when you look at a mountain range, the mountain range itself is uneven, and there's parts of the stone that's broken off, and one of the mountains got ice on it, and the other one don't. One mountain shorter than the other one, but it is the imperfection that causes the beauty. It is the imperfection in nature that makes it beautiful. The fact that it doesn't appear perfect makes it perfect. All right? So that's what it is, family. That's what it is. You don't ever want to be walking around like you perfect. Right? Admit your flaws, and people will just see you as this different type of being. So be honest with yourself, family. The positive aspect of the heart is unconditional love. The ability to love without judgment. Right? And that's another thing we have to practice. The first path to unconditional love is loving yourself. Right? We don't love ourselves enough. We don't love ourselves enough. If you're a nerd, you need to be happy being a nerd. Brother Yosef is a nerd. At one point, I called myself a church boy when I was younger. That's what I was. I was a church boy. I'm happy to say I was never a street dude. Now, I'm from the hood now. I'm from the ghetto. I'm from the hood, like a lot of people. So I have an understanding about how to move in certain ways, but I'm not a street dude. Never been a street dude. Thank God for that. Because I have watched people my age in their 40s who used to be street dudes, and they still got to watch their back. They still got to hide their face because they don't really know, they might have robbed somebody. They don't know who's who. So they got to watch how they move because of all the dirt they did in the past. Right? So whoever you are, be honest with yourself. Right? And understand that the first step to unconditional love is loving yourself. If you're a nerd, love the fact that you're a nerd and own being a nerd. Right? Own it. Own being a nerd. If you are a whatever you are, family. If you're a person that's not funny, then find something that you're good at and be that and own it. Own it and do it. Right? If you don't look like Denzel Washington, you don't have to look like Denzel Washington. You wasn't made to look like Denzel Washington. You wasn't made to look like Idris Elba, right? You were made to look like you and to be you, and you must love yourself, right? You don't have to look like Beyonce or Kim Kardashian or who else? Megan Thee Stallion, whoever. You don't gotta look like these chicks. Be happy with who you are. Be happy with what was given to you, and love yourself. It is the first step to unconditional love, right? And then the rest of it will figure itself out. It's very simple after that. Once you love yourself, right? And that's a part of knowing self, is to love self. Okay? So when the heart is balanced with unconditional love, you will be able to ascend the correct way, and you'll start to tap into what they call the angelic consciousness. When the heart is fully balanced, you will be able to get the Osirian body, or tap into what they call the angelic consciousness. This is mystery school secret stuff, man. Right? So practice every day. Practice being a positive person. Right? Some people will think being positive is corny. Well, if you pass away by being positive all your life, and you pass away and you doing spiritual work, you won't think it's corny then. All the people out here doing stupid young boy, young girl stuff, they doing dumb stuff. When they die, it's gonna be a sad story, a sad day. Right? So don't let this world trick you and make you think that you need to be like the world. Right? You got to be separate from it, because that's really who you are. So focus on your destiny. Focus on your passions. Love yourself and be honest with yourself. Right? And work on obtaining light. Light can be taken in by so many different ways. On my Patreon channel, I'll talk about taking in sunlight. I've shown evidence of communicating with the sun and different things like that. And I'm not the only person that does it. There's thousands of people around the world that can do that stuff. Ain't nothing special about me. But I challenge my people on Patreon to do certain things with the sun. I challenge my people on Patreon to have gratitude and stay on a high frequency and stay on a high vibration. It is so important. Do your spiritual work and stay on a high vibration. I don't care what is going on in the world. And watch your reality change. And today, because of the frequency we are on, the altar is here. The altar has always been here. Let's be clear. The altar has always been here. But we didn't have the energy we needed to manifest what we wanted. So we needed to use the elements that are here on this third dimension to manifest, to tap into the fourth dimension. If you can think about it, it already exists. In some type of parallel world, if you think about flying right now, even though you don't lift off the ground in this reality, in another reality, you're lifting off the ground, right? If you think about being a multi-millionaire, in this reality, you may not be one yet, but in another reality, you already, because you can think it, means it's possible. If you can think of it, it's because it's possible, right? So that is how you ascend, family. Absorb light. And that's how you take information with you after death, right? It's about the heart. It's not about being a good person. Let's be clear. That's not what your heart right do. We don't want to be confused by that. Having your heart right means that you're being honest with yourself, right? And it means that you work on having unconditional love, which is hard for a lot of people, which is extremely hard for a lot of people. But it's something that we must practice, something we must do, so we can ascend the correct way, right? So what do I practice in my life? I'm a Taoist. I love Taoism. I love a few other things that I practice, but I practice having gratitude every day. You guys see my prayers or the mantras and the daily things that I give on my Instagram and my Facebook. That's something I do at my house by myself, and then I just started sharing it with the people. So if I never shared this with you, this is something that I practice that I do, right? I sun gaze is another thing I do. Okay? I also do energy work by way of mudras and mantras. Okay? These are things that I do, and I do a few other things. These are the things I do daily to make sure I'm evolving. I'm obtaining lights, and I read the correct type of books. Right? I'm doing these things to make sure I obtain the correct amount of light so I can grow. And I keep my heart balanced, family. I don't worry about people treating me wrong or doing me bad. I keep my energy balanced, because the more negative you are, you're going to pull more negativity to you. Even if you just think negative. Even if you think negative, you're just going to pull it to you. Even though you don't want to be in a car accident. You don't want to bad things to happen. You think a certain way, you're going to pull it to you. If you think positive every day, you stay in a high vibration every day, you're going to pull these things to you. You know, sometimes I'm in a store and I'm walking around and I just see people staring at me. And sometimes I do believe I am being watched, right? But sometimes I think people just see my light. And for those of you who have met me, some of you guys understand that. Some of you guys know I really am psychic, right? Some people I choose not to read, but some people, you know, they know. But when a person meets me, they can sense my energy. So at the end of the day, family, when you have this light around you, right? Us chosen ones, us Messiah seeds, us indigo, crystal, and rainbow children, right? Everybody's not this, right? But except today, almost all the kids coming back are rainbow children, almost all of them. But everybody in my generation is not an indigo child. Everybody in the 90s is not a crystal child. Some of us are. So we need to let our light shine, family, so we can help change this reality. And that's just what it is. All right? So how do you ascend the correct way? It's about obtaining light, the correct type of light. I'm not giving out all the secrets on YouTube. So it's about obtaining the correct type of light, right? I did give a really dope technique in the lecture. But if you want that technique, you gotta find you gotta go buy that from Brother Dreamwise, and he should have those on sale very soon in a couple of days. So you want to absorb light, right? You want to be honest with who you are. You want to love yourself, and to keep your heart balanced, right? It's people who I look at them and I listen to them. I know they lying to themselves. You ain't fooling Brother Yosef, but I'm not here to judge you. So I let people do what they do. I'm just here to tell you, stop lying to yourself. You know who you really are, right? You know you're afraid of being successful. You're afraid of what people may think. So you got to get over that stuff. And one of the best ways to get over it by just putting yourself out there and doing it. Right? And practice every day having compassion and unconditional love. That's what you should do, family. All right?